8 things you must never tell a narcissist, the information that turns them into a weapon. Psychologists often say that the real danger with narcissists isn't the obvious things, the grandstanding, the manipulation, or even the cruelty that eventually shows through. The real danger lies in what you unknowingly give them, the details of your inner world, the small truths you share casually, the vulnerabilities you confide in moments of trust, the dreams you whisper out loud because you think you're safe. These become weapons in the hands of someone who sees intimacy not as connection but as control. Survivors often describe the same heartbreaking realization. The very things they offered in sincerity were later used to hurt them with surgical precision. Psychologists explain that narcissists have an uncanny ability to store emotional information the way a strategist stores battle plans. Never for bonding, always for leverage. What seems harmless to you becomes powerful ammunition to them, capable of disrupting your peace, blocking your progress, and even distorting your sense of luck or momentum in life. Their talent is not in asking direct questions but in waiting for the moment when your guard is down, when your voice softens, when you exhale and believe you're understood. That is when they gather everything: weaknesses, desires, plans, and fears, collecting them quietly like a predator preparing for the exact moment to strike. Opening your heart to a narcissist is like handing someone a map to your most wounded places, only to watch them circle each spot without ever showing you their own. Psychologists call this data harvesting, a subtle, almost invisible process where a narcissist gathers emotional information from you while revealing nothing of themselves in return. What feels intimate to you is tactical to them. What feels like bonding to you is reconnaissance to them. And unlike emotionally healthy people who treat vulnerability with compassion, narcissists treat it like currency, as something to hold, save, and eventually weaponize. Your sincerity becomes the blueprint for how they will destabilize you later, and your humanity becomes the leverage they use to chip away at your emotional ground. And that is why today we're exposing 8 things you should never share with a narcissist, and how each one becomes a trigger for psychological warfare. The final one is the most dangerous, so stay with me until the end. 1. Never reveal even a hint of your exit plan. Psychologists agree on one universal truth. The most explosive moment in any relationship with a narcissist is when they sense, even vaguely, that you may be preparing to leave. You don't have to say it directly. They pick up on the smallest changes: your quieter tone, the way you stop explaining yourself, the way your energy slowly withdraws. These subtle shifts can trigger what experts describe as narcissistic collapse or rage. If you openly tell them you're planning to leave, you're giving them time to prepare, and that's when they become the most unpredictable and dangerous. Narcissists don't fear losing your love. They fear losing their control, their ownership, the sense of power they believe they have over you. The moment they feel that slipping, their mind enters a kind of psychological survival mode. That's when they start creating chaos. Financial traps, emotional turmoil, smear campaigns, intimidation, anything that makes leaving feel impossible. Psychologists often say the behavior you see in this stage, sudden affection, dramatic apologies, or explosive cruelty, is not emotion at all. It's strategy. It's a desperate attempt to regain dominance before you slip through their fingers. They weaponize your routines, your children, your finances, even your safety. This isn't heartbreak. It's warfare. This is why trauma specialists insist that the safest exit is a silent one. No warnings, no closure, no hints. Because when you warn a narcissist, you don't prepare them for separation. You prepare them for battle. 2. Never let them know you're learning about narcissistic abuse. When a narcissist finds out you're researching their behavior, psychologists warn that it triggers an immediate shift in the dynamic. They don't become introspective, and they certainly don't change. They adapt. They study the same terms you're studying. They learn the vocabulary of abuse, gaslighting, trauma bonding, projection, so they can throw those words back at you. Many survivors describe the chilling experience of sitting beside the narcissist in therapy, while the narcissist performs empathy so convincingly that even trained therapists can be fooled. Unless the therapist specializes in coercive control and personality disorders, they often fall for the narcissist's charm, their wounded expressions, their carefully chosen stories. Psychologists refer to this as the therapeutic illusion, where the narcissist plays the role of the reasonable partner while subtly painting the victim as unstable. This is why experts warn victims to keep their awareness private. A narcissist doesn't panic when you yell, cry, or beg. Those emotions keep you entangled. They panic when you start thinking clearly. And once they sense that clarity, they respond with exaggerated empathy, heightened drama, or calculated sensitivity designed to confuse you again. Their goal is simple: destabilize your perception until you stop trusting yourself. Your education becomes your shield, and they will do everything possible to make you drop it. This is why your healing must happen quietly, under the radar, until you're strong enough to act. 3. Never share the blueprint of your business dreams or success plans. To a narcissist, your ambition doesn't inspire admiration. It sparks threat. Psychologists explain that narcissists react to another person's success as though it's a direct insult to their self-importance. So when you excitedly show them your goals, your business idea, your plans, your vision, they respond with one of two predictable strategies: imitation or sabotage. They may take your idea and replicate it exactly, trying to outshine you using your own creativity. Or they may destroy the opportunity entirely before it even has a chance to grow. Narcissists are rarely original builders. Building something meaningful requires patience, humility, and emotional stability, all qualities they fundamentally lack. Yet they often appear successful because they excel at exploiting the intelligence and discipline of the people around them. Psychologists call this parasitic achievement, where the narcissist feeds off others' talent and effort rather than developing their own. So when they feel threatened by your momentum, they don't improve themselves to catch up. They pull you down. The moment they glimpse the architecture of your dreams, their instincts shift into predatory mode. Psychologists describe this as identity-threatening envy, a deep internal reaction triggered when someone else's growth reminds them of their own emptiness. This is why they mirror your ideas and rush to execute them before you can. Their psyche cannot tolerate the idea of you rising while they remain stagnant. If undermining your goals gives them even a momentary illusion of superiority, they will do it without hesitation. Therapists warn that when a narcissist shows sudden interest in your dreams, it is never support, it is reconnaissance. They want to know where your weak points are. They want to know which part of your plan they can delay, damage, or derail. They want to remain one step ahead. And that is why psychologists repeatedly advise survivors to keep their ambitions private. A narcissist can only destroy what they can see. What remains invisible becomes unstoppable. 4. Never cry in front of a narcissist. Crying in front of a narcissist is one of the most dangerous vulnerabilities you can expose, and psychologists are very clear about why. Narcissists interpret emotion the way a thief interprets an unlocked door. They don't see sadness, overwhelm, or fear. They see opportunity. They assume everyone uses emotion the way they do, as a form of manipulation, so when they see tears, they don't feel moved. They feel activated. Many survivors recall the same haunting moment, standing there in tears while the narcissist's face remains utterly blank, or worse, curls into a faint smirk. Trauma experts call this reaction sadistic validation. Your pain confirms their power. To them, your tears are not signals of distress. They're clues. They watch closely, noting which tone breaks you, which insult cracks your defenses, which silence sends your heart spiraling. And once they decode the formula, they repeat it with chilling precision until your nervous system begins to live in a state of constant fear. This is why psychologists warn that crying in front of a narcissist does not create closeness. It creates a roadmap. They don't comfort you, they study you. They memorize your weak points and ensure you revisit them again and again until you barely resemble the strong person you once knew yourself to be. 5. Never show a narcissist your wealth or financial stability. The moment a narcissist senses your financial security, your savings, your stability, your success, something deep inside them shifts. Psychologists describe this reaction as malignant envy, a form of jealousy so corrosive that it doesn't simply wish for what you have. It seeks to destroy it. Survivors often notice a strange pattern. Right after a narcissist becomes aware of their financial stability, things start falling apart. Deals collapse. Plans derail. Opportunities evaporate. Therapists explain this not as coincidence but as the cumulative effect of emotional sabotage. A narcissist's envy is active, never passive. They plant doubt in your decisions, mock your goals at the very moment you need clarity, and subtly drain your belief in yourself until you begin hesitating over choices you once made with confidence. Their energy corrodes your momentum because their intention is toxic. They don't want you secure. They want you struggling. They're not threatened by your money itself, but by what it represents. Independence, freedom, options. And that is why psychologists urge survivors to guard their financial information like a boundary of safety. To a narcissist, your wealth is not a shared resource. It's prey. 6. Never reveal who protects, advises, or grounds you. One of the most overlooked but devastating tactics narcissists use, according to psychologists, is their ability to isolate victims by undermining the people who strengthen them. They rarely attack your support system directly. Instead, they slip doubts into your mind like poison in small doses, subtle enough to go unnoticed but strong enough to take effect. Are you sure that person really has your best interest at heart? I don't trust them. I think they're holding you back. These small comments grow into distorted narratives, and before you realize what's happening, you begin questioning the very people who anchor you. Experts call this support system sabotage, a tactic designed to ensure no voice becomes more influential than the narcissists. They know that as long as someone else validates your intuition or offers perspective, you remain harder to control. So they don't attack your strength, they attack the source of your strength. Once they isolate you emotionally, mentally, and socially, your independence weakens, and you become much easier to dominate. This is why psychologists caution survivors to guard their allies quietly. Anyone who empowers you becomes a threat to the narcissist, not because that person is doing anything wrong, but because they can see the truth the narcissist desperately wants to hide. 7. Never share your hobbies, passions, or sources of joy. For healthy people, sharing your passions deepens connection. But with narcissists, it becomes an opening for control. Psychologists explain that narcissists cannot tolerate the idea of you having joy that exists independently of them. If something lights you up, they try to dim it. If something brings you peace, they interrupt it. If something builds your confidence, they chip away at it until it feels small and fragile. Many survivors describe the same painful pattern. The moment they mention a hobby or express excitement about something meaningful, the narcissist mocks it, ruins it, or picks a fight right before they're about to engage in it. Therapists call this joy suppression, a tactic designed to keep victims emotionally drained and dependent. Even if they don't destroy your passion, they may adopt it themselves, turning it into competition, comparison, or another way to overshadow you. Survivors often say they felt their joy shrink around the narcissist, as if something inside them slowly dimmed over time. That loss is not accidental, it's engineered. Keeping certain passions private is not secrecy. It is self-preservation. 8. Never reveal your weaknesses, fears, or deepest wounds. Of all the things you should hide from a narcissist, psychologists agree this one is the most critical. Vulnerability in a healthy relationship deepens trust. Vulnerability with a narcissist becomes a weapon. They may respond with indifference in the moment, not because they don't care, but because they're memorizing your emotional blueprint. Narcissists operate with a kind of brutal precision. They wait until you're tired, overwhelmed, or hurting, and then they strike with the exact fear or insecurity you once shared in a moment of innocence. Psychologists call this weaponized vulnerability, the conversion of your emotional truth into a tool for domination. Over time, this doesn't just damage your trust in them, it damages your trust in yourself. You become hesitant to open up, even with people who are safe. You grow hyper-aware, guarded, emotionally armored. And that's exactly where the narcissist wants you. Disconnected from your own inner world, easier to manipulate, easier to exhaust, easier to control. This is why experts insist that keeping your deepest wounds from a narcissist isn't coldness. It is an act of profound self-defense. Some truths belong only to those who can hold them with care, and a narcissist is incapable of that.